Hello and welcome. Playing some Marvel Spider-Man today. I haven't really done a lot of these sort of talking commentary. It's more just like me just playing, not talking. So I recorded a lot through Twitch. I should try to do this as well. The quality didn't come out as nice as I hoped for, but it did when I did some 2K, so I might consider doing that. I'm not sure whether to do my career, my GM, I'm not sure, my team maybe, I don't know. Another thing about this Spider-Man is it's a lot different, I think, in a little ways compared to the old sort of Spider-Man's like 1, 2 and 3 games. Obviously updated graphics, obviously yeah, well that just sums it up really. But I think the fighting is a lot better improved. I think adding those gadgets in there really does allow for more smooth movement, I think. When I did start this game, off street. Sorry, I just inadvertently jumped into the tree there. So I think the combat, obviously I've played this for a while, being at level, I think it's level 30 at the moment. I'm not sure about this when I recorded this, but like I said, I think combat was a lot trickier to get used to from playing mostly PC over the past few months and stuff like that. So I think I struggled at first when I first started opening the game to actually get used to it. I found, you know what I mean, like, because he's so used to just pressing okay, we're done. Yeah, so I was streaming this to Twitch as I did it, and I think I just pressed the wrong button. There we go, okay. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, like I said, I think combat was so different because combat on the PC is a lot of mouse movement, sort of architectural movement, and you're like got to rely now on the joysticks to sort of look around and move your character around rather than just flicking the mouse and using the WAS sort of format. Especially here, I think the first thing I struggled with the most was dodging a lot. I just sort of forgot I had to do it. So I would try missions, especially right at the start. I would attempt these missions and just fail them purely because I just keep forgetting to dodge. There are some occasions when I did get stuck in like a corner, and I sort of just, you know, like not being used to the controls or the controller like overly as much as I have in the past few months. You know, when I do game on console, it's mostly from NBA 2K or something like that. But it's very different sort of controls and outlook on the game. But I think the story, for what it is, I won't go into too much because I don't want to spoil it in case. But I think what it was, the story is quite amazing in depth. I think they really sort of surprised me a little bit, even though I thought, you know, most of these games do have stories, obviously, but I think the attention to detail in the story was great. I think one thing I probably might improve, well, not really improve, but I think having the actual voice actors from the movies would be a little nice touch to it. You know, have Tom Holland voiceover. Not that I have a problem with the current actor. Okay. So I'm not focusing on it properly. So another problem with the voice actor, I'm not sure the name of who that is, but I think it would have been cool to just have Tom Holland there. Even just a little cameo from him. Well, I've seen one, I haven't really spoiled anything, but yeah. But I think overall, it's a lot better fluidity to the game. I think it'd be nice if we interact with the crowd. She's floating. It's a brand new Marvel superhero. She's floating on a garbage can. Right? No. Okay. I was going to try and throw the garbage can to it, but I don't want to break the game. So I'll leave it. Oh, good. But yeah, anyway. So I think overall, I think this is sort of a nice sort of, without repeating myself too much, a nice overall improvement in superhero games. I think because they're really difficult to get right, because not only do you have to get the story, characters, you know, good representation of the story, you also got to make sure that the gameplay for the gamers or players, sorry, is up to scratch as well. You know, because you don't want any sort of junky, sort of, you know, very, what's the word, very unfluid gameplay. I think because a lot of games that have this sort of combat as I'm experiencing now, so it's really hard to get right sometimes, because sometimes people focus too much on the story that sort of looks a bit clunky. Because a lot of the games, because you have a lot of games that, you know, if you compare NBA 2K to NBA Live, for example, you can already tell the difference in graphics, purely challenged. One of the first reasons on, you know, the graphics allowed, I think, because if NBA Live or NBA 2K try to copy each other in a way to look very similar, you know, people won't really have interest in one of those games, and sales would sort of not really do that well. So it's really hard to sort of find that sweet spot, and that's the same with all these superhero games. You know, if you compare Batman Arkham Knight to Spider-Man, this Spider-Man talking about, not just the Spider-Man 2. If you try and compare that, it's really hard, because, you know, obviously if you already, you know, obviously you have different universes, different characters, but you're looking at different sort of, you know, different games going around, different combat, you know, because with Spider-Man, obviously right now you can sort of swing from mission to mission, whereas, you know, with Batman there's no sort of swinging. There's more focus on, you know, drive his Batmobile, that sort of stuff. So it's really different to sort of find that sweet spot between games. I think, you know, a lot of times when I sort of played Spider-Man, or the older versions, a lot of people just get straight back up like nothing happened. God, got him, nice. I think when I played all the old original Spider-Man PS2 games, I've always sort of stayed on PlayStation. I think I was sort of too young at the time to sort of really comprehend what the game was actually about. I think if this game was released with the way it is right now, back then I think I would have sort of not actually taken advantage of it as much as I could. Because those Spider-Man games in the past were actually, you know, sort of as high, I think, as we could get for graphics at the time, or there was not as much money, I think, sort of put into these superhero movies as now. You know, the past 10 years or so, with the big Marvel cinematic universe, more and more money is being put into superhero, or sort of like not comics, I think comics will be sort of say the same, more like into video games, obviously, movies, obviously, like big time movies. I think it's purely because, you know, people are seeing the value and the way that companies can really cash in on the opportunities of what people want. Because right now, obviously, Marvel is a lot better off now than it was, say, in 2005. You know, it wasn't like it's actually doing terribly, but you look at how many superhero sort of that sort of stuff is in the media, is in, you know, just in general advertisements. You know, so a lot of companies are using these, not only the characters but the actors involved in them as selling points. Because you can look at Tom Holland, for example, and you can say, well, he's Spider-Man, isn't he? But everywhere he'll go, until they, for some reason, change the cast, he'll always be Spider-Man, no matter what movie he's sort of promoting. Because people will go to a cinema, they'll see this movie, they'll see, oh yeah, it's the guy from that movie. So I think that's really sort of where Marvel's at. Just makes me sound a bit silly, but yeah, back to the game. I think what it is, it's nice to sort of pick up these little backpacks, sort of little some of it's relevant to the story, some of it's just complete random shit. Like I think there's one where you pick up a painting, spoil it a little bit, pick up a painting of just a kid drew for you, and there's no relation to the story, it's just some random thing. But it does eventually end up getting, if you collect 255, you actually get something special. So, but I really love this game. I think its fluidity, its movement, it's sort of really got me hooked on a Spider-Man game, you know. I'm definitely considering purchasing the DLC when it comes out, because I just want more of this game. I think they've done an excellent job at Insomniac for what they could do. I think they've done a great job. Obviously they can improve it, but I think you gotta be careful there, because you don't want to sort of overdo it in a way. Just don't worry about me struggling to get up there. Okay, maybe I can improve this, make it easier for me. So I try to, because a lot of what I played was just literally just this, just walking around the city, you know, fighting the bad guys, not really progressing the story. Because I think it's just fun. I think you can introduce this game to someone who's never really played superhero games or knows of the Marvel and DC sort of universe. They can still enjoy the game, really, because I don't think you really have to play the story all the time just to enjoy the game. You know, you can easily just walk around the city, wait for the bad guys to show up, do all the research stuff, get the backpacks like I'm struggling to now. You know, just do this for half an hour, see how that goes. But you can really sort of enjoy the game a lot more if you sort of, you know, find a good way to do so. I think that's the important part. Because really, it's, there you go. God. Just for old baseball ticket, there we go. Yeah, but you can really enjoy the game for a lot of different reasons, for a lot of different people. I think you don't really have to know everything about Marvel and Spider-Man in particular to play the game. I think because of what it is, you can sort of learn about the characters. Okay, I don't know where that web shut out, but apparently got them. So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of avenues for those sort of people that don't know the universe to get introduced to the universe. So they can play the story mode, they can learn about the characters and sort of build their knowledge from there. Obviously build on it, you know, go watch the movies, go read comics if they want to. So I think it really opens opportunities. But I think the web shooting, the web sort of swinging in this game is really spectacular. I think, you know, no pun intended to the spectacular Spider-Man, but it's just amazing. The fact that you can sort of go up to all these different pillars, the map is massive. Because I think you can go all the way across basically all of New York. Well, there's the Avengers Tower. So that's really nice, yeah.